Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine you've just gotten this critical report, it's urgent, about next week's weather. And it's not just for one place, but a huge slice of the world: Europe, West Russia, and the North Caucasus. That's exactly what we're diving into today. A deep dive into this climate risk assessment. It covers July 30th to August 7th, 2025. We're looking at a heightened risk, really, of extreme weather across these areas. Think widespread above average temperatures, more heat wave potential, but also these really varied precipitation patterns. Could be drought, could be intense, very localized floods.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here, or maybe concerning, is that this isn't just a standard forecast. It's set against this backdrop of Europe being the fastest warming continent globally. We're talking warming at more than double the global average rate. And Russia, it's warming even faster, but 2.5 times the global average.
So these trends are accelerating. But what does it actually mean for people on the ground? We should explore the impacts, right? Human health, infrastructure, definitely agriculture. And maybe some less obvious things, like I read about how cities make heat waves worse, and this melting permafrost in Russia sounds like a big deal.
Absolutely. For Europe, this faster warming isn't some abstract concept. It means more severe floods, droughts, heat waves happening now. The economic losses are already huge, tens of billions. And that urban heat island effect you mentioned, it's seriously amplifying health crises. Cities just trap heat, all the buildings, the pavement. So even a, let's say, moderate heat wave can feel like severe heat stress, maybe 38 degrees C or higher.
So that urban heat island thing is, pretty sobering. And the source mentioned something else: tropical nights, not just the daytime peaks. How do those warmer nights add to the risk, even if the days aren't setting records?
That's actually a really critical point. Tropical nights mean the temperature just doesn't drop low enough overnight for your body to recover properly. You get this prolonged exposure day and night. It significantly bumps up heat-related illness, even deaths, because you never really cool down. It's that relentless 24/7 heat exposure that puts such a strain on the body.
Right, so it's not just about getting through a hot afternoon. It's like your body's running a marathon and just never gets to stop and recover.
No.
Okay, shifting to West Russia, it's warming even faster than Europe, you said, more extremely hot days. But this permafrost issue seems unique. It covers, almost 2/3 of Russia. How does that local thaw affect things globally?
When you see the thawing permafrost, it does two major things. First, it physically damages infrastructure. Think pipelines, roads, buildings buckling. But second, and this is key, it acts as a powerful positive feedback loop. It basically speeds up global warming itself, creates a kind of cycle.
A feedback loop. So as it thaws, it releases ancient trapped gases, carbon, methane, which warms the planet more, which thaws more permafrost. So even if we cut emissions, this could keep going on its own momentum.
Precisely. It's a huge natural amplifier. That regional impact becomes a planetary scale problem. And adding to that, the forecast we're looking at also points to above normal temperatures and below normal rain for parts of European Russia. They're actually flagging an extreme fire hazard class for this specific period.
Wow, okay. And then there's the North Caucasus. A complex situation there too, right? With the glaciers. They've shrunk dramatically. Something like 11 billion tons of freshwater lost since 2000. But at the same time, they're seeing more intense short bursts of heavy rain. So it's a kind of feast or famine water situation.
That's exactly it. You swing between periods of potential drought, diminishing overall water supply, and then suddenly, bam, these severe localized downpours that leads to flash floods, landslides, especially with unstable glacial meltwater involved. That terrible mud flow in Georgia last year. A tragic example of exactly this dynamic.
So pulling this all together, what does this forecast, this snapshot for July 30th to August 7th, 2025, really tell us? It seems to show how these immediate weather warnings are tied directly into these bigger long-term climate change trends that are speeding up.
Yeah, summarizing the critical points. We've got Europe facing severe heat risks, made worse by city heat islands and those tropical nights. Then West Russia with its unique permafrost vulnerability that could release massive amounts of greenhouse gases, plus fire risk. And the North Caucasus caught in that difficult feast or famine pattern, shrinking water supplies, but also acute flash flood risks from melt and rain.
And the experts looking at this are all saying we urgently need better early warning systems, yes, and more proactive planning, plus significant investment in infrastructure that can actually withstand this stuff.
Absolutely. Which really brings us to an important question, I think. Given this complex picture, all these interconnected risks, the speed of change, how can communities and how can you as an individual best prepare? We're moving into a future where extreme weather isn't the exception anymore, it's becoming the norm. It's not just about getting through the next heat wave, is it? It's about understanding the fundamental climate shifts happening underneath.